Hey, fifth grade, this is Miss Gibson coming to you with math review for today. So, you guys should be on Monday, May 4th packet. You should have a piece of paper out to do your work on, of course, a pencil, any past notes that you would need to help you get through this packet today. All right, make sure you get those materials out. Awesome. Let's begin. So, you guys are going to pause the video and, of course, get into the math packet for today. When you are complete, you are going to come back and check your work, look over the solution strategies, star anything that you feel you may need more support on, and then, of course, listen up for that secret code before your exit ticket. So, go ahead and pause the video and get started. Cool. Welcome back from working. So, what you guys are going to do is, well, what I'm going to do is, these were the problems on page one, and then I put the work on page two. So, even though the problems are going to be here, it's still going to be in the exact same order that you guys are working on. And then after that, we're just going to go over the answers together. So, you're going to solve each problem. Clearly, we are doing right now a whole number times a fraction. Just for reminder purposes, whenever you times a whole number or any number by a fraction less than one or a number less than one, what kind of answer would you get? Would your answer be more than your original factor, less than your original factor, or the same? Correct. It is going to be less than your original number because you're multiplying by a number that's less than one. So always keep that in mind whenever you're doing your work. Okay, so A, we had 2/3 times 15. So of course, you need to only multiply the whole number times that 2 times the numerator, and then go about it that way. So multiplying that 2 times 15 and putting that over the denominator, which is 3, which is 30 thirds. And then once you simplify that, it's 10. The second one for B, 5/4 times 12. So again, is this number greater than or less than 1 for 5/4? Correct, greater than. So if it's greater than 1, how would that get to your answer? Would that be more than your original factor, less than your original factor, or the same? Correct. It is going to be more than our original factor, and let's go through why. So you have 5/4 times 12. Again, you are multiplying that numerator times the whole number, because technically that's like 12 ones repeatedly, 12 wholes. So 5 times 12 over 4 equals 60/4, which equals 15. All right, let's scroll down to the next piece. So for part two, you guys are supposed to find the difference between these mixed numbers. So this is what we're working with here. Let me zoom in a bit on here just so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So you had 16 and 3/9 minus 10 and 2/5. What do we notice first about our denominators? Correct. They are not the same. So what do we have to do? We have to convert them to the common denominators in order for us to subtract correctly. So I made sure to convert the 3/9 and our 2/5 to our common denominator of 45. And then I have 16 and 15/45 minus 10 and 18/45. So right now I am going to go from my first number, which is 16 and 15/45, placing this here on the number line because this is the most that clearly I'm at, and I can't go beyond that if I'm subtracting. And then I'm going to minus 10 and 18/45. So my first step was minusing my whole number, which was 10, which drops me down to 6 and 15/45. Then I have this fraction left over, which is 18/45. So I know that I can subtract 15/45 out of this because I'm getting rid of this initial fraction that I had, which was my original 15/45 in my first factor. I mean, my first number. So I'm going down to 6. So I have 3/45 left. Realize 6 is the same as 5 and 45/45 because 45/45 is a form of 1. So I made sure to convert to show this conversion right here, just so you guys can understand that I am now having a new mixed number of 5 and 45/45, so I can subtract the rest of that fraction. So I did minus 1/45th minus another 1/45th and minus another 1/45th. Okay, which leads me to my answer of 5 and 42 over 45. All right, now let's go to number 2. So we have 7 and 5/12 minus 2 and a half. Again, what are we noticing about these fractions right now? Correct. We need to change our denominators to make sure that we have common denominators in order to subtract. So my first one was 7 and 5/12. I only changed my second fraction because I can easily multiply this by a form of 1 of 6 to get to that 12. So I have 7 and 5/12 minus 2 and 6/12. And then I did the constant difference for this strategy. So constant difference is subtracting each side by the same thing in order to reveal that final answer. So I have 7 and 5/12 minus 2 and 6/12. I'm realizing here that my fraction in the second number is more than the fraction in my first. So I'm going to take away the smaller fraction first from each side. So minus 5/12 on each side, which leads me to 7 and 7 minus 2 and 1/12. Then I'm taking away that whole number in my mixed number. So I'm minusing 2. So then I have 5 and minus half, which is left. And then, of course, I'm doing that same step of making that 5 into 4 and 12 over 12 because 12 over 12 is a form of 1. Again, 4 plus 1 or 4 plus 12 over 12 equals 5. So I have 4 minus 12 over 12, which leads me to minus a half. Again, that's supposed to be minus 1/12, minus 1 over 12, not 1 half, sorry. And then that's going to lead me to 4 and 11/12. If you are having problems again subtracting mixed numbers, this is old review. Please reach out to your teachers. Please review all of the strategies that we've worked on this school year so that you can get more clarity and ask specific questions for your confusion. All right. The last thing we are working on is LEL is finding the area of a room that is 5 and 2/5 feet by 6 and 1/8 feet. He determines that the area of the room is 33 and 3/40 square feet. Is his answer reasonable? Why or why not? And then it's asking us to make sure that his answer is accurate or not. So his answer was 33 and 3/40. So we will have to go through the steps of trying to solve that. So first, let's figure out if this answer is reasonable. So we know that we can base this reasonableness based off of our estimate. So what would our estimation be? Exactly. We're doing 5 times 6 as our estimate, and then that's 30. So clearly, our answer right now is going to be reasonable because 33 and 3/40 is definitely around 30 as our estimate. Now let's scroll down to our work to see if what he did was accurate. Cool. So of course, I'm using an area model here in order to get my work complete. So I do not miss a step for multiplying these mixed numbers. All right. So I have my 5 times 6 is 30. So I broke this down by having my 5 and then 2/5 right here, 6 and 1/8. Okay. Why did I not change my fractions to have common denominators? Exactly. We do not need to change our fractions to common denominators when we are multiplying or dividing. So please make sure that you are only changing to common denominators when we are adding or subtracting fractions or mixed numbers. Okay. So once I got all my partial products here after multiplying each piece, I then, of course, had to convert them for my fractions to have that same common denominator for when we add the partial products together. Okay, so make sure that you are getting to the point where you do not change them before we multiply, but we are multiplying first and then you change them so you have common denominators in order to add them together. So go ahead and pause the video and check your work. All right. So, with that being said, again, if you have any problems, please reach out to your teachers. Please reach out to your teachers and get any of those misconceptions cleared up because, again, this is review. So, all of this should be coming on faster than what you guys have been noticing, and you guys should be getting more answers correct at this point in time. The access code for today is speaker. So make sure you're spelling that correctly. It's SPEAKER in all lowercase. Get into that exit ticket. Make sure you're doing all the workout on the side so that you are not missing a step for your answers. Please make sure you are also reading the questions carefully because if it's asking for a certain format, make sure you include that so you do not get points taken off for minor mistakes. All right. Happy Monday and enjoy the rest of your day.